sports guru. Catch me live every Saturday morning from 11 a.m. till 1 p.m. Only on Nirvana Wild FM. Your beat, your music. Danko.
The views, opinions, or comments expressed on this program does not reflect the views, opinions, or comments of the radio station or its management.
You are tuning into Sports Geek with Sponelo Ngobo, only on Nirvana Wild FM. Your beat, your music. Halala.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
Damn, who knew? All the planes we flew, good things we've been through. That I'll be standing right here talking to you about another path. I know we love to hit the road and laugh, but something told me that it wouldn't last. Had to switch up, look at things different, see the bigger picture. Those were the days, hard work forever pays. Now I see you in a better place.
The perpetrators for killing the Kaizer Chiefs star defender Luke Flews were arrested this week on Wednesday, and they appeared in court yesterday in the Roodepoort court. Following that, the cops they did recover Luke Flews' vehicle, which was hijacked last week, the 4th of April 2024. I believe that happened all last this week on Monday. Finally, 6 perpetrators appeared in court yesterday.
You can run, but you cannot hide. So that's how our country is very small. So I'm so happy how the investigations were done properly. As I thought it was going to take longer, maybe months, but then in space of days, the perpetrators were prosecuted. But I was so disappointed with how they smashed the car of our very own deceased Luke Fleers. Very, very, very sad.
Very sad indeed. The vehicle was recovered this week on Monday, the 8th of April. But unfortunately, his soul cannot be recovered anymore. He's dead and is gone for good.
It's gone for good, and it was so sad to even saw his father as well. He was so speaking proudly about how his son, his future looked bright, but then the perpetrators, unfortunately, they took his son's life. So, and he was so thankful of the presence of everyone during memorial service that took place midweek on Thursday there at the FNB Stadium. So it was so good also to see Mamelodi Sundowns players coming in to pay their respect, because some of them, they played with him at Supersport, the likes of Ronan Williams, Tebo Homokwena, Sipumbule. Yes, it was so good.
Sure, not just good, very emotional as well,
Yeah.
especially to see those Mamelodi Sundowns players, his former teammates, like you said, at Supersport United. Sure, it was touchy, emotional, and it brought that element of humanity that, yes, Kaizer Chiefs and Mamelodi Sundowns, they may be competitors,
Yes.
but at the end of the day, off the field of play, they are human beings after all.
They are human beings. One has to respect one another. One has to pay respect for one another. So it was so good, and yes, emotional, as you rightfully said. So it was so sad. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. So may his soul continue to rest in peace. And yeah, we would have seen him at least making changes at Kaizer Chiefs, but it wasn't to be, as they mentioned, the 6 perpetrators that were prosecuted. So yesterday at Roodepoort, like you rightfully said, the court took place, but then it was postponed to the 19th. That's when we'll definitely know the bail hearing, whether those perpetrators to qualify for bail or not. But for me, a big no, because they can't discover the life of the deceased Luke Fleers.
Yes, still with the court proceedings, we had the spokesperson for the NPA, John Ondwana, saying that definitely the state will oppose and the bail for those 6 guys. So we'll be watching the court proceedings there, that whether those 6 perpetrators do get bail come the 19th of April this year.
In fact, if we can also alert the listeners about the names, just to confirm those names, we've got Ntumiso Muswani, Fernando Sive, Ntlagani Po Tlamini, Frankie Klaba, Maredi Mpahlele, and also Teminkosi Hlomikau. So those were the 6 suspects that were arrested. So it was so sad. I still can't believe it.
Yeah, when I saw them, I mean, I had to zoom in and look at that. I had to look at them. That if they are the real perpetrators, I mean, what kind of person does that? You just go and demand someone's vehicle. If that person shows an element of resistance, you have the audacity to go on, shoot and kill that person.
In public, where he was supposed to be attended by the patrol attended there. So, but then they just went there bravery as they were, and they just demanded the boys' lovely car, Golf GTI as it was named.
Yeah.
So, but unfortunately, he was shot, and as soon as he was taken to hospital, that's where he lost his life. So I can feel it for his parents, those emotions and everything, trauma, and so sad.
So sad indeed. Yes, it was very painful. I saw his father as well talking in that memorial service that was held on Thursday at FNB Stadium.
Yes.
Sure, you could see the guy was completely dejected.
And he stated that's Theophilus his name there. He stated that he also want to see those perpetrators. He will definitely go to report court. So hopefully he might have seen them yesterday as the attendance was in progress.
And surely, we don't forget that the whole incident of killing Luke Flus happened at the filling station. So surely there are CCTV footages. So surely the likelihood that the right people are the ones that are appearing in the court, because surely they must have compared the footages that they received from the filling station, comparing it to them. So surely the likelihood that it is the right perpetrators is almost 90 to 100%.
I was so happy to finally, because some of the things they take long. I can give an example of Senzomeyiwa's murder. Imagine his father passed on without knowing the real killer. So to these 6 perpetrators who really pulled the trigger to the innocent child. So, but we will know as time goes.
Yes, we will definitely know as the time proceeding, as far as that court proceedings continue. May Luke Don Flus rest in peace. So surely, looking at the crime stats, the murder case in South Africa, it is a little bit too much. It is rife and rampant. We saw sometime earlier this year, we saw a Minister of Police, that is Honorable Bheki Cele, when he announced the crime stats just in the last year's quarter, that is from October till December, about 7,000 people were killed in South Africa. Just 90 days, 7,000 people were killed in South Africa. So surely that cannot be business as usual. That shows the murder case, the crime is rife and rampant in South Africa. Let's hope the government will eventually do something about this crime, because surely something has to give. It just cannot be business as usual. It's like in Ukraine and Russia, they are at war, but the murder case, the murder states, they are in the region of 5,000. Then there is war there in Ukraine. Here in South Africa, there is no war. But we are 2,000 more people that die in South Africa. We're talking 7,000. That's the minimum of people that are murdered in South Africa in just 3 months. We're talking 90 days. That is too much.
That is too much, which shows that we are never safe. So we must just make sure that we stay vigilant and observed everywhere we go and pass.
Let's hope the government one day, just one day, will definitely consider our safety and do something about it. Bring down the number of crime. Bring down the number of those murderers. Too much.
I was also disturbed by listening to Kigen Doli, the Kaizer Chiefs midfielder, stating that in Westbury, where he's coming from, every day they always arrest the young youth with murderers. So you can see that everywhere we're no longer safe. So we must just be vigilant all the time.
Be vigilant all the time. Try to be as safe as much as you possibly can, whether you're at home, on the road, in the malls, wherever. we are not safe anywhere in the country. So try and do your level best to try and bring in some element of safety in your life. Wayiwuhlwa taba injalo lento losomnetso halala. It is Saturday, the 13th of April 2024 in European football. Just when you think we have seen it all in European football, then boom, Atalanta.
Yo.
They come and beat Liverpool at home in England at Anfield, 3-0.
Was a shocking result, so unexpectedly so. So I never said them going to lose, especially how they held on against Man United 2-all. So I was thinking that it was going to be a walkover. So it looks like, I don't know if the coach, they played the B team or French players. So it looks like they also underestimated Atalanta. So back to the dream board to the coach.
Oh yes, surely, Liverpool coach, that is Jurgen Klopp, did underestimate Atalanta for some reasons, like the likes of your Mohamed Salah. They started the game from the bench. So for some reason, Jurgen Klopp, he thought he was going to have it easy. Not knowing that Atalanta, they had other ideas. They proved to him that definitely football doesn't have that therefore. And what did that then Baroka FC coach Tobajana say?
Game of football will kill you.
Tobajan once said, football will kill you, real death. And that was proved once again at Anfield Thursday night when Atalanta visited Liverpool in that European quarterfinal. So meaning that come the second leg, Liverpool, they will have to win by 4-0 if they are to progress to the semi-finals, which is not going to be easy at all.
They'll have to dig deeper. So it took me back to that game, Kaizer Chiefs Milford FC. So they also lost a stone. That's like Liverpool when they lost at Anfield. So it's back to the drawing board to the coach. I think he'll definitely bring a stronger lineup when he comes in the second leg. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. So we'll look into that and alert the listeners about the outcome of that particular encounter.
Oh yes, we hope that Liverpool manager, that is Jurgen Klopp, he learned his lesson that football doesn't have therefore. Like Motiba Peter has just reminded me that the then Baroka FC coach, Coach Tobejan once said, football will kill you.
Real death.
So Jurgen Klopp should consider himself that he's not literally dead as yet. But come next week, should Atalanta beat them and dump them out of the Europa League, that's going to be an embarrassment indeed. Still with football, but this time around coming closer to home. Tuesday night, Banyana Banyana, they fell on the last hurdle in as far as the Paris Olympic qualifiers are concerned. It was painful, but for Banyana Banyana, they won't make it to the Paris Olympic this time around.
Indeed, such story there. So some of the former Banyana Banyana legends there, I can single out Poshia Modise as well. She wasn't unhappy with the coach Desiree Ellis, and she stated that the coach must must move away from the squad, the team. So hopefully maybe she's stating that they must get a new coach. Her time is finally up. So we'll have to wait and see, because at some point back there, I used to hear uttering such words that they used her when she scored 100 goals. She wasn't being given an opportunity to continue playing for the country, but although she wanted to play for the country, but it wasn't to be. So I'm suspecting maybe Danny Jordan as well. Maybe he's got this influence of saying that Poshia Modise must retire. So that's how she's trying to put the story indirectly, but I can understand her when I try to interpret. But it's so sad, losing to a team of Nigeria whom previously he defeated them. Remember with that woman WAFCON, yes, she won against Nigeria. So for them, they'll take it as a revenge, Nigerians, because it just looks like they won the match in the first leg with that penalty that was considered by Nokumatlo.
Oh yes, it is painful indeed that come Paris Olympics, Banyana Banyana, they will definitely not feature this time around. As like I said, they did fall on that last head in as far as the qualifiers are concerned, when they eventually went down by 1 goal to 0 to their old foes, that is Super Falcons of Nigeria. So come this year's Olympics, Banyana Banyana, there will be a noticeable absentee in that tournament.
Indeed, and if you can just alert the listeners that the very same Nigeria as well as Zambia, they also always represent Africa in this particular Olympics. So if I can also alert the listeners about the oppositions, the countries there, we've got Nigeria will play in Group C against Brazil, Spain as well as Japan, and then Zambia will play against the likes of USA, Germany as well as Australia. It's going to be tough, but let's just wish them the best of luck as they try to put the flag of Africa very high.
It is going to be tough indeed. You've just mentioned that Nigeria, they will be in the same group as Brazil. So surely we know how ruthless the Brazilian side can they be at times. So definitely it is not going to be easy indeed. Just going back to Banyana Banyana coach issue, that is coach Desiree Ellis. There's been this discussion that the way she has relegated their goalkeeper, that is Andile Dlamini, to the bench following that Springs Botswana boycott. So surely Desiree Ellis, she cannot be proud the way that she has handled that match. I don't think she has handled the Andile Dlamini matter to the best of her ability.
Previously, when I followed the story, so I heard that the very same Danny Jordan was influencing her not to play the lady. So, but on this one, that match that we played against Nigeria on the 2-leg tie, so I wouldn't fault Kylian Swart. This time she did better because she also kept a clean sheet. Just a penalty which was conceded. I don't know what happened there at the back. But then with the issue of Andile Dlamini, when I tried to dish out some news on my social media, some of the fans were against me, stating that the player is injured. So I'm like, maybe they're trying to fake the injury. Some are saying, no, at this respective club, Mamelodi Sundowns ladies, she's also not playing. Then that's where I tried to give the coach the benefit of doubt, Desiree Ellis there. But all in all, it wasn't okay, judging from how she was treated during that particular World Cup.
Oh yes, indeed. So that discussion of Banyana Banyana goalkeeper Andile Dlamini versus Banyana Banyana head coach Desiree Ellis continues to dominate the discussion. Is how genuine is it? How well has Banyana Banyana head coach Desiree Ellis has ill treated the Banyana Banyana goalkeeper, that is Andile Dlamini? And then yesterday in Super Rugby Pacific, we saw the current local leaders, that is Waratahs, beating the defending champions, the 11 times winners, that is the Crusaders, when they beat them 43-40 in that extra time. My. What a game that was. Waratahs, they threw everything at the defending champions, Crusaders. For a moment, Crusaders, they were certain that they were running away victors, because on the 80th minute, Crusaders, they were leading 40-70. Out of the blue, Crusaders, they did manage to pull that as a surprise, and they equalized the matters. And then the match had to go to extra time for that golden point. Will Harrison pulled it for the current local leaders, that is the Waratahs, by that brave and executed to perfection a drop goal. That was Will Harrison. He did that drop goal on the 83rd minute. A job well done indeed by Will Harrison. By the look of things, it looks like Waratahs, they are going to win this year's Super Rugby Pacific. Don't forget that Waratahs, they are sitting at 100% winning record this season, while the defending champions, Crusaders, are huffing and puffing. While in motor racing, Fernando Alonso commits to Austin Martin till 2026. That silenced the speculations of him joining Mercedes-Benz. So Fernando Alonso is staying put in as far as Austin Martin is concerned. So Mercedes-Benz, they must just take a chill pill for now.
Yeah, I must just say, but delicacy, so yeah, it's good for him. Let's see if he'll continue doing well going forward.
Oh yes, Fernando Alonso, he made it clear that he is here to stay in as far as Austin Martin is concerned. So Mercedes-Benz, askis. Next time. Next time. Poland for now. Bopi Pondo, there is a next time.
Indeed,
but for now, Fernando Alonso is not available to drive for Mercedes. Are Sharks back into winning ways? Why do I say that? Well, remember that Sharks, they've been having a season to forget. They've been losing week in, week out. But of late, Sharks, they've won. It's worth mentioning, guys. I mean, Sharks have been lambasting them forever. But of late, they've won 3 games on the trot. That's big news in as far as Sharks are concerned, as far as this season is concerned. So the big question is, will they continue with their winning ways? Don't forget that this afternoon they are playing the quarterfinals of the EPCR Challenge Cup. So we'll be watching that space with keen interest. They will be playing against the Edinburgh. Don't forget that they did beat the very same Edinburgh about 2 weeks back. I believe they beat them 23-13. Will the Sharks repeat that performance come this afternoon in the knockout stages this time around? We'll be watching that space with a keen interest. Just stick around. We'll discuss all that and more when we discuss the rugby segment during the course of the show. In tennis, Monte Carlo is still very much with us. Motiba Peter is in the studio. We will dissect all that. Novak Djokovic, he did break a record this time around. So we'll be talking all that and more. Don't move, Marcel. Monte Carlo is definitely on the menu. There is tennis for you. Still with the tennis, don't forget the drama that happened this week. It's in the very same Monte Carlo. We saw Novak Djokovic having taking on the fans when the fans were booing him, and Holger Rune as well was not going to be down. He also took on the Empire. It is drama all the way in as far as tennis is concerned, because we saw Novak Djokovic when the fans booed him. He went on and he acted like the conductor of the orchestra. He said, okay, fans, you are booing me. He said, okay, continue. Booing me. And then he was like a conductor. And then the fans, they went nuts. They were so angry with Novak Djokovic. So right now, Novak Djokovic is not popular. Yes, he's in the quarterfinals, but in as far as the fans are concerned, Novak Djokovic is not popular at all. The fans are on his case.
In fact, now he's in the semifinals. We'll talk more as we talk tennis. So I'm also looking at Yannick Sinner, my on-form player for me. So will he make it 5 out of 5 finals? We'll have to wait and see. We'll chat tennis later on about that.
Maybe, just maybe, 2024, we might just as well make it the Yannick
Sinner,
Sinner.
yes.
Because he seems to be pressing all the right buttons, singing
wow.
all the right
Impressive.
notes in as far as tennis is concerned. That is the 22 years old Italian tennis star Yannick Sinner for you. A very good morning to you and a warm welcome wherever you are within South African borders and beyond. We've got you covered. Don't you worry about a thing. All you have to do is sit back, relax, and allow us to entertain you. You are tuning in to Sports Geek with Spodelo Ngobo, only on Nirvana World FM. Your beat, your music. You can always get in touch with us on our studio WhatsApp line number, which is 07 333 16934. Our studio WhatsApp line number is 07 333 16934. TikTok and Facebook, we are there as Nirvana World FM. Talking of socials, you might as well follow me on my personal platforms at Spodelo Ngobo across all social media platforms. Thank you very much to my colleague, that is DJ Powen, who kept you company. That was between 10 and 11 o'clock when he brought you teen kids. Surely hoping that you did have a jolly good time, because surely DJ Powen, he makes sure that he keeps everyone entertained. He keeps everyone on the dance floor. Maybe, just maybe, I should start invoicing you guys. I should start invoicing you guys.
Yes.
Because really, DJ Powen, that entertainment.
It was just rocking the stage there
Rocking
when I
the
was
stage.
listening to him.
What do they
Yes.
say? That entertainment, it is priceless.
Priceless.
You won't get it anywhere, only on Nirvana
On
World
World
FM.
Your beat, your music.
Your music. Thanks to our very own DJ Power here. Oh, the music that DJ Power plays. My. I wonder who compiles it for him. Surely DJ Power should pay his compiler very well.
Very
Whoever
well,
that compiles that music
he knows his story.
stuff.
Indeed.
Absolutely. Don't forget that we are together from now 11 o'clock till 1 p.m. Not that I'm complaining, I just love the sound of it. Hoping the feeling is mutual. Organjan Fere, that's how they roll in the township. We'll be looking at discussing things like your cricket, rugby, football, Two Oceans Marathon. I believe it took place this morning. Talking of Two Oceans Marathon, I think we should talk about that right now because it's
Indeed, yes.
because I believe it happened this morning.
This morning,
and
yes.
we've already got the winners.
The winners,
in as
yes.
far as Two Oceans Marathon is concerned.
The 56-kilometer, by the way, so it was taking place in Cape Town. Very impressive there. So as we spoke of, I remember I was stating that I was looking forward to Gerda. So fortunately, when you brought the news to me, I was like, oh, she always breaks her record every year. So the only athletician which I couldn't see, Stetidijan, as I spoke about the Northwest runner there. So he wasn't part of the top 3 winners that won today. So yeah, it's congratulations to him and also to the winners as well. So let's see, because if I'm not mistaken, tomorrow is 21 kilometers taking place as well.
Oh yes, talking of Gerda, what a performance. That she brought today. Don't forget that Gerda has won the Two Oceans Marathon not once, not twice, not thrice, not 4 times, but 5 times on the trot.
What a record.
Icon. And not just having won the Two Oceans Marathon 5 times. Today, she went on and smashed her own record. So surely only Gerda that can do that. She didn't only just smash her record with just seconds in but listen to this, with more than 2 minutes. So surely Gerda is she's on a mission. She's something else.
If I'm not mistaken, she's hailing from Free State. So Free State must take to its feet. What a runner, what a performer.
What a performer. That is Gerda a great performance indeed in as far as the women's category. And then in the men's category, I believe Unalina Gimboni. How do you
Hobe, I heard something like Hobe.
Yeah, Unalina, I'll try and get his surname. Yeah, Unalina Hobe. Yeah, Onalina Khonhobe is the winner in as far as the men's category is concerned. He beat his South African compatriot, that is Lloyd Brown, and the defending champion all the way from Zimbabwe.
Give more Musinganyama. What is the name?
Yeah, that is the defending champion. That is Onalina Khonhobe. He did beat them, the defending champion, Give more Muzinganyama from Zimbabwe, and the South African Lloyd Brown. So congratulations are definitely in order for Unalina Khonhobe and the record breaker.
Wow.
Gerda Steyn, my. This woman, she's up to something. Time now, it is at 25 minutes to 12 o'clock rather. Let's quick go for a breather. When we return, we'll be talking cricket. It looks like something seems to be not right. Let's give it a try one more time.
Welcome. This is your favorite station.
Master KG and Hurricane featuring DJ Latim. Aw, Dubula. Oh, you haven't seen anything till you see Oscar Mbo dancing to this song. My, you'll just fall in love the way Oscar Mbo does justice to this song, especially when he starts doing those funny moves of his going something like that.
Very funny.
Only Oscar Mbo does it. Oh, thank you very much to Master KG and Hurricane who gave us that song. Our Dubula, Dubula. Wow, what a great song this is indeed. Surely, like I did mention that, wait till you see Oscar Mbo dancing to this song. Whether you like it or not, you will definitely fall in love with it.
Yeah,
And I am the victim myself. Because the first time I heard this song,
Yo.
it was at the very same place when I saw Oscar Mbo dancing to this song. Everyone went ballistic when Oscar Mbo started dancing to this
It was
song.
so marvelous during December. Everyone was just enjoying the beat.
Oh yes, it was one of those big songs in this recent festive season. And now diving straight to cricket, starting with the Cricket South Africa T20 Challenge. What's happening in that front?
Indeed, and matches are coming thick and fast. So some of the teams are 4 or 5 matches away to completion. So let's see, we'll definitely finish within the top 4 that will definitely compete in the semi-finals and going into the finals. So I do have the results of some of the matches that played midweek. I'll start with the one that played on Sunday last week. Hollywood Bets Tuskers hosted Titans there, where Hollywood Bets Tuskers posted 166 for 4 after 17.4 overs. You can see that they were just rampant on the day. The Titans posted 165 for 6 after 20 overs, where Hollywood Bet Tuskers were winners on 6 wickets. And then we saw also on the very same day, Western Province hosted the DJ Bets Rocks there. So Western Province posted 186 runs for 1 after 9.2 overs, but the Rocks didn't bet because of the weather. So that's how the game was abandoned due to rain. So yes, and on the very same day, the Northwest Dolphins hosted. The Northwest hosted the Dolphins, where they posted 154 for 9 under the Northwest after 20 overs, and then the Dolphins posted 173 for 8 after 20 overs, and the Dolphins on the day were winners by 19 runs. Then Dolphins also hosted the Titans on the 10th, where Dolphins posted 127 for 6 after 20 overs, and then the Titans posted 100 for 6 after 16 overs. On that note, the Dolphins were winners by 3 runs from the DLS method. It was also raining as well. So, and yesterday we had a match there between Hollywood Bet Tuskers up against the Warriors, where the Hollywood Bet Tuskers posted 143 for 9 after 20 overs, and then the Warriors posted 174 for 5 after 20 overs as well. So the Warriors were winners on 31 runs once again. So that they're trying to push as they are currently top of the log. So they are really giving Titans a tough time, the defending champions, whom as well are not doing so well. But by the looks of things, in terms of the standings, we've seen them top of the log with 38 points, having played 10 matches, followed by the Lions as well. They've played 10 matches, are currently on 30 points. And then the Dolphins, last year's runners-up, by the way, so have played 11 matches, are seated on 26 points. And then the Western Province have played 10 matches, are seated on 23 points. The defending champions at number 5 have played 10 matches, they are seated on 17 points. And then the Northwest as well at number 6, 10 matches played, 15 points. And then lastly, we've got the Rocks at number 7 and Hollywood Bet Tuskers at number 8 respectively. Both seated on 11 points, having played 9 matches. Yeah, it's really happening. So these two teams, they must start to pick up points, because failure to do that, they'll find themselves outside the top 4. So I do have fixtures as well of the matches that are taking place tomorrow and midweek. And tomorrow, the Titans, the defending champions, will host Hollywood Bet Tuskers at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So midweek, on the 17th there, the Hollywood Bet Tuskers will host the Rocks. That is on Wednesday there at 2 o'clock as well. And then followed by, on the 19th, Dolphins up against Hollywood Bet Tuskers. And definitely next week when they come back, we'll bring the results and look ahead to some of the remaining matches as far as the CSA T20 is concerned. So it looks interesting so far.
Looks interesting, indeed. But by the look of things, it looks like it's some kind of becoming of a one-horse race in as far as Warriors are concerned. They're having a dream season, that's for sure.
Most definitely, and as they only lost one wicket so far. Last week, I think we were speaking about them having won all their matches,
Yes.
but this time they
Yeah.
suffered a loss, but still they are leading,
Still leading.
by 8 points, by the way. So I think our defending champions and the Dolphins, which we featured in the last year's finals, must pull up their socks. It's going to be any completion of finishing, and it's just to finish as far as the matches are
Oh
concerned.
yes, oh yes. Still with the cricket, but this time around, that's dive straight to international cricket. Women Proteas, I believe they entertain their Sri Lankan counterparts.
As the matches took place in East London, the Buffalo Park. So unfortunately, the very same opposition Sri Lanka couldn't bat more because currently when they were leading by 26 runs, so the weather as well, it was raining. So I think that is introduces us to the winter season. After us, we managed to post 270 runs for 6. So, but we couldn't win the match. So we had an advantage to win. So I was so disappointed of the fact that okay, they won during the T20 at the Sri Lanka. 2-1, remember, yes. But in terms of us turning the tables, the rain disrupted the occasions, but the match was postponed, so which means both sides will share the points.
And then, by any chance, I know when is the next ODI match?
It is taking place today, so let's see
Today.
if we will be able to do well at Oval Park in Kimberley. So we must just get something in this match. So it's good luck to them. But Laura Forvat and Jasmine Press impressed me in that first ODI
Oh, yes.
series.
Yeah, the way they batted superbly.
More than 100 runs,
Oh, they
116
batted
runs.
superbly.
Yeah, it was so good.
Let's hope this afternoon the rain will definitely stay away, and then at least we can have some results in as far as today's game is concerned. Let's hope the rain will definitely play the ball this time around. Still with cricket, but this time around, let's go elsewhere. That is in India. Indian Premier League is still very much with us.
Indeed, your matches also are coming thick and fast, but there's still more matches to play. As you know, it will run up until 29th of May, and by the time we start the World Cup, as we will still going to talk about them shortly there on the 1st of June, we would have completed the league and we would know who really the champions are and players. Some of them, I think they'll get that confidence from that particular IPL, taking it into to the CSA T20 World Cup. So far, I do have results of the matches that took place midweek as well. Starting from Sunday on the 7th, the Lucknow Super Giants hosted the Gujarat Titans there, where the Lucknow Super Giants they posted 163 for 5 after 20 overs, and then the Gujarat Titans posted 130 for 10 after 18.5 overs. But the Lucknow Super Giants were winners on 33 runs. You can see they were just on song on the day. So we saw Mumbai Indians, Gwenama Parker's team, by the way, Delhi Capitals, they playing the very same day as the Mumbai Indians posted 234 for 5 after 20 overs, and the Delhi Capitals posted 205 after 20 overs. You can see that Mumbai Indians on the day were rampant as they won by 29 runs, which showed that they gave Konama Parker a birthday present. By the way, he was celebrating his birthday on Monday.
Great.
Indeed, so it's so good. So, and on the 8th, the very same Monday, we say Chennai Super Kings, the defending champions, hosted Kolkata Knight Riders, where the Chennai Super Kings posted 141 for 3 after 17.4 overs, and then the Kolkata Knight Riders posted 137 for 9 after 20 overs, where the defending champions Chennai Super Kings were winners by 7 wickets. And then we saw on the 9th there the Punjab Kings there hosted Sunrisers Hyderabad there, where the Punjab Kings there posted 180 for 6 after 20 overs, and then the Sunrisers Hyderabad they posted 182 for 9 after 20 overs, and they were winners there Hyderabad there by 2 runs. You can see that it was so tight there on the day. So on the 10th we saw Rajasthan Royals up against the Gujarat Titans as well, where the Rajasthan Royals posted 196 for 3 after 20 overs, and the Gujarat Titans posted 199 for 7 after 20 overs as well. So as the Gujarat Titans we matched winners on the day by 3 wickets, it looks good so far. So, and Mumbai on Thursday we saw the first Mumbai Indians once again. They hosted Royal Challengers Bengaluru. So in that game the Mumbai Indians posted 199 for 3 after 15.3 overs. I'm so impressed because they are improving game by game, and Royal Challengers Bengaluru posted 196 for 8 after 20 overs. It was so tight, but with how they finished their overs as early as possible at the Mumbai Indians, they were winners by 7 wickets. So another victory at least, because they've been performing poorly by the looks of things. So this will boost their positioning on the log. So speaking of the log, Rajasthan Royals are still top of the log having played 5 matches, and they're seated on 8 points, followed by Kolkata Knight Riders at number 2. They've played 4 matches and are on 6 points. Number 3, Lucknow Super Giants. Number 4, Chennai Super Kings. And number 5, Sunrisers Hyderabad, as well as Gujarat Titans. They're all seated on 6 points. So separated by the net running rate. So that's how it plays its role there. So number 7, we've got Mumbai Indians. I think it's an improvement because they were seated basement of the log when we had the chat last week Saturday. So on 4 points, alongside Punjab Pro Kings at number 8 on 4 points, and then number 9 is Royal Challengers Bengaluru at on 2 points, having played 6 matches, and lastly the Delhi Capitals at number 10, having played 5 matches, are seated on 2 points. So they still need to pick up points as far as possible because they still have to play 18 matches. So you can see there's still a long way to go, but so I'm impressed with Mumbai Indians having improved so well, moving away from the basement of the log to try and push as much as possible. So you can see that they gave Gwanamapaka a birthday week present by the looks of things.
Oh yes, it is great indeed to see Mumbai Indians that they are back in to winning ways. It must be noted that they've just collected their back-to-back wins after having a disastrous start. But
yes.
Seeing them that they've collected themselves the back to winning ways, it is great indeed in as far as Mumbai Indians are concerned. It must be noted that Mumbai Indians, they're not just your average team. They are the current record holders, 5 times winners of the Indian Premier League. They hold that record together with the CSK Chennai Super Kings. So it just doesn't look great if one were to see Mumbai Indians rooted at the bottom. They don't belong there.
They've got class, they've got quality.
They've got quality. I mean, like I said last week, that Mumbai Indians, they are like your Real Madrid of cricket. So surely Mumbai Indians, they shouldn't be at the basement of the log. Still with the cricket, the countdown for T20 Cricket World Cup is definitely on.
Indeed, yeah, we're still on. Currently, we're seated on 48 days to go. So you can see that days are going thick and fast there. So as we know that USA are the co-host of this particular World Cup that is taking place on the 1st of June up until the 29th of June. So hopefully, I think next month definitely the squad will be announced of the players that will be participating in the World Cup. So as we are seeing, majority of players and experienced ones, they're trying to gain that confidence as far as the IPL is concerned. So it will give their very own coach opportunity to look Shukri Conrad at players whom he will rely on and bank on to come and clinch this one. Although we know that we always trick where it matters most, we'll have to wait and see going forward. So we've got in Group A, the Indians, 2 times champions, alongside Pakistan, Ireland as well as Canada, and the host the USA. In Group B, we've got England, Australia, and Namibia, who are present in Africa, by the way, Scotland as well as Oman. And then in Group C, we've got New Zealand, West Indies, the 2 times champions there, Afghanistan, Uganda, also representing Africa, as well as Papua New Guinea. So in the last group there, we've got South Africa, the South Africans there against the likes of Sri Lanka, Netherlands, Bangladesh, as well as Nepal. I think we must just do well. Maybe fancy our chances to go all the way to the final.
Oh yes, talking still with the T20 Cricket World Cup, with the possibility of the South African squad being announced sometime early next month. The big question is, will Gwanamapaka's name be on that list? Will Tristan Stabb's name also be on that list? Those are the 2 names that, in as far as South African cricket is concerned. Tristan Stabbs, yes, he's also been doing well in as far as betting is concerned, but for some reason the selectors have always been snapping him for some reason that is beyond my comprehension. So we'll be watching again. And Tristan Stabb is also doing very well in as far as the Indian Premier League is concerned. So the big question is, will Tristan Stabb and Gwanamapaka be on that plane to this year's T20 Cricket World Cup? Still with the T20 with the Cricket World Cup, or rather, don't forget that come 2027 Cricket World Cup, that is the ODI, this time around will be coming to Africa. It will be co-hosted by South Africa, Zimbabwe, and Namibia. Talking of South Africa, yesterday the venues were confirmed in as far as South African is concerned, where Wanderers Cricket Ground is one of the venues. Actually, 8 venues were confirmed yesterday in as far as South Africa is concerned. Wanderers Cricket Stadium is one of them. Centurion obviously was not going to be left out. Newland Stadium from Cape Town is there. St. George's Park from Port Elizabeth is there. In Durban, Kingsmead Stadium did make the cut. Bolland Park from Pali is in that list, while Bloemfontein will be represented by Springbok Park. And last but not least, Buffalo Park from East London, or Buffalo City, if you like, seals that 8 venues in as far as 2027 Cricket World Cup is concerned.
I can assure you the fans are going to fill up those venues. So very impressive. We must not crack. We must just make sure that we must show the fans that we are the host indeed. So we need to do well and avoid this thing of cracking where it matters most.
Let's hope the boys. Let's hope the boys will not choke this time. Don't forget that it is not the first time that the Cricket World Cup is held here in South Africa. It was hosted, I think, the way back in 2003. South Africa choked once again against Sri Lanka. I remember that game. It was played in Durban. Duckworth Lewis we could not do the maths in as far as Duckworth Lewis is concerned.
Disrupt the target,
Hence, we were dumped out in that Cricket World Cup way back in 2003. That was in Durban. I still remember Mark Boucher was in the crease. We got the maths wrong, and Sri Lanka got the better of us. But I must say, the fans then in that game. Sri Lanka had more fans than South Africa.
Very surprising.
In that game in Durban. But let's hope this time around we won't see the repeat of that, where South Africa are choking at home, failing to do basic maths, because that's what happened. Duckworth Lewis got the better of us. So come 2027, Cricket World Cup is back in our shores. But this time around we'll be hosting with our neighbors. There is Namibia
and Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe.
So if I may,
ever heard a baby bellow at the top of its lungs in a public place, far from your best music track, right? For a more beautiful note, contact Nirvana Sounds for your studio and live recordings. We engineer sound to perfection according to your specifications. We ensure crisp and clear audio-video conversions and delight your function with sound, stage and lights for hire. Our quotes are pleasurable to the ear. Contact us now on 083 945 7664. Nirvana Sounds, powered by Gospel World FM.
Getting your business seen online can be tricky and confusing. At Silly Moose Designs, we offer a comprehensive list of services that can be personalized according to your budget and your marketing goals. From hosting to ranking on search engines, we've got you covered. Visit sillymoosedesigns.co.za to get started. We'll approach your website with passion, purpose, and power. Silly Moose Designs is a proud partner of Nirvana World FM.
In a world where compassion is needed, Ashraful Aid lent a hand to the Palestinian refugees. A source of warmth in the chill of winter, we supported children and families in Jordan. An indication to humanity's resilience and the power of unity. Embrace the spirit of giving, because every bit counts. Together we can make a difference. Donate today.
Wayibutwa taba injalo lento losomnetso halala. S, Show Me Love. Oh, this song was released all the way back in 1993. Did this song become an unofficial global anthem? Because it dominated globally. Almost every event in Durban, this song was a bomb. It just exploded. Every taxi in Durban, every bus, every vehicle, everyone back in Durban in 1993-94 was dancing, was playing this song. It just became, like I said, fashionable, unofficial, global anthem. Because, like I said, every gathering you'll find this song, making it in everyone's DJ. So this was Robin S. Show Me Love.
What a song.
It was big indeed. It was all the way back 1993 and 1994. And I cannot believe it's the first time I play this song. At least now I'm at peace with myself because I believe, it's treasonous that I haven't played this song.
Imagine after 30 years.
After 30 years, yes.
Yo. It's been years after years.
Oh, yes.
Decades.
So that was Robin S. Show Me Love. If you're looking for devotion, if you're looking for commitment, talk to me. That's what Robin S. says. That's not me.
It's not you. Yeah,
I quote and unquote.
The singer himself.
Robin S. That is what she says. Not me. No, I didn't say that. Now we're diving straight to rugby. Investec Challenge Cup. What's happening as far as the knockout stages are concerned?
Yeah, the matches took place even last week. So if I can remember bringing the results here, Harlequins won 28-24 against Glasgow Warriors. Vodacom Bulls thrashed Lion the 59-19. La Rochelle, what a game it was against DHL Thomas 22-21. So DHL Thomas downfall was that they missed a penalty in the dying minutes. Had they scored that particular penalty, they would have progressed to the quarterfinals. But it wasn't to be, as La Rochelle, the defending champions of the top 14, won 22-21.
Sorry, before you proceed, let's just you've just mentioned that Thomas against the defending champions La Rochelle. That's Thomas, they did have a chance to win that game. The final scoreboard was 21-22.
Yes.
Maneli Bog missed that kick again in the 10 minutes, which was going to be enough to get them over the line. So, once again, Maneli Bog making the headlines. His kicking ability. Now, the big question is, does he lack big match temperament? Or does he uses the faulty kicking technique? That is the big discussion now because, the Stormers, like you said, 21-22, dying minutes, they've got the ability to take that kick and go straight to the quarterfinals.
Yes.
Maneli Bog fails once again to convert for his side.
I think it has to do with desperation. Whenever you're desperate, I should say, so you tend to miss easy chances because it's unlike him when we saw even during the World Cup. At some point, he also using the technique, the fault technique to take those penalties. Hence, we saw him substituted. So, but in this game, no excuse. You should have converted that penalty so that they can progress. So, I think the technique for him to use to take those penalties, it is downfall.
So, surely, now that jeopardizes his chances to challenge Locos Hunter Pollard in that fly half position because if Maneli Bog struggles to handle pressure, because it's either, like we said, he lacks big match temperament. He's failing to take those pressure kicks, or he's using the faulty kicking technique. So that's going to make it very difficult for him to unseat Hunter Pollard. Or even if let alone Hunter Pollard, the other fly halves, they will overtake him and challenge Hunter Pollard and take that Springboks fly half position because like we check the way Springboks play, they do rely as well on a set pieces. So if they do not have a reliable kicker. It's going to be very difficult for Maneli Bog to become a regular in as far as the Springboks setup is concerned.
Very true. So yeah, needs to overtake Andrew Pollard because Andrew Pollard is very technical in terms of those set pieces takers. So for me,
Pollard can handle pressure.
Anything, anywhere, anytime.
Against England.
He proved it during the World Cup as well.
He proved it. Hunter Pollard can handle pressure with so much ease. So if you want to challenge Hunter Pollard and you can't handle pressure, you can't take pressure kicks, it's going to be difficult.
It's going to be difficult for also Rassi Erasmus for him to select him in the starting 15. So he needs to improve himself there. So I think he's let it team down. By the way, it was the defending champions up against the runners-up, last season's runners-up of the United Rugby Championship. So I'm so disappointed in him.
yeah, let's hope Manili Poker will eventually, for a change, start bringing his kicking boots along to the
True.
games. Yes, after all, what is a fly half without his kicking boots? Okay, you may proceed with the rest of
The results, yes.
Yes.
Exeter Chiefs as well won 21-15 against Bath there, and then the Pontiac Spangles they won 55-12 against Saracens. I think they thrashed Saracens here, and then by the way, Yakusina Bear is just on song again. They grabbed another victory. That's Leinster up against Leicester, where Leinster won 36-22. So it's really doing well. On Sunday we saw Northampton Saints there winning 24-14 against the Munster, our URC defending champions. Also, they bowed out in that particular tournament. Then the Tolos as well winning 31-7 against the Racings. In terms of the quarterfinal fixtures, some of them will be taking place today, as well as the one match taking place tomorrow. So the Union Pontiac Spangles, they will host the Harlequins at 3 o'clock this afternoon, and then the Leinster up against the defending champions La Rochelle. It's going to be a hunting of a game. I'm looking forward to this match at 5:30 later today. So there's Northampton Saints up against the Vodacom Bulls at 8 o'clock in the evening, and then tomorrow there's Stadio Toulouse up against Exeter Chiefs at 3 o'clock. Yeah, let's see who will go to the finals. Hopefully, when we come back, we'll bring the results and look ahead to I think the resumption of the United Rugby Championship will be taking place next week, as well as the top 14. So we'll give the fixtures of the semi-finals that will be taking place 2 weeks after the United Rugby Championship would have taken place.
Another game of interest, you mentioned that Blue Bulls, they take on Northampton. That game gets underway 8 o'clock South African
Tonight, yes.
time tonight. My big concern as far as the Blue Bulls are concerned, these are quarterfinals. Blue Bulls, for tonight's game, they've made 14 changes to the squad that won the quarterfinals, that won the last 16 game for them. And they were playing at home. This time around, they are playing away. They are playing away from home. Making 14 changes.
Sure.
That's good as the B team.
So I'm not so sure if those players are French players or I don't understand why coaches keep breaking this principle. If it's not broken, why fix it? You can see that they won emphatically well, 59-19, but they go on
That
to
is
break the
last week, yeah.
They can struggle here by the looks of things. So very disappointing there.
Yeah, it's just concerning. I don't understand what is Blue Bulls head coach, Jack White, what is he up to this time around? I just don't get it. Who makes 14 changes in a knockout game? I mean, and playing away. So, I mean, you need all your best experienced players, especially if you are playing away in the knockout stages, because one mistake, you bomb out. So, we'll be watching that match with a keen interest come 8 o'clock tonight. That let's hope Jake White's plan to make those changes will not backfire, come back to haunt him.
And this is the same coach whom last season when I was doing a United Rugby Championship, he was just struggling. So yes, he has improved, but you don't tamper with a winning combination. Yeah, so let's wait and see. But he needs to avoid this thing of changing lineups. We can as if he's not having combination play. Failure to do that, he might struggle today against the Northampton Saints.
Okay, let's hope definitely that plan does not come back to haunt our Blue Bulls. And now we're moving away from Investec Cup straight to EPCR Challenge Cup. What's happening in that front?
I do have the quarterfinal fixtures as well as the match that took place yesterday. There's the result here. That is Gloucester Rugby. They're winning 23-13 against the Ospreys. Then today we've got 3 matches taking place. The ASM Clement of Hen, they'll host the Ulster Rugby, our very own United Rugby Championship team there. And then there's also Hollywood Spurs Sharks there up against the Edinburgh. Those two, they always participate in the URC as well. Let's see who will definitely win this one. As you know, we spoke rightfully about them that they've won 3 matches on the trot.
For a change.
Although, but it's a little too late. But I don't think they'll overtake the top 8 sides within the top 8. So it's a way too late for the coach. Is it Ferry or what? The coach of the Sharks.
John Plumtree from New Zealand.
Yeah, John Plumtree, by the way. So the Benetton will host the Connacht Rugby as well. They are participating also in the URC. Let's see. We'll definitely go all the way to the semi-finals. It's going to be interesting. Next week when we come in, we'll definitely bring the results and look away to the United Rugby Championship as well.
Oh, yes. From the South African perspective, let's hope that the Sharks, they will go on and make it 4 wins on the trot. We did mention at the beginning of the show that of late, Sharks, they've managed managed to collect 3 wins on the trot, something that's been very, very foreign to them in as far as this season is concerned. So should the Sharks go on and beat Edinburgh come this afternoon down in Devon, they will see themselves marching all the way to the semi-finals in as far as the EPCR Challenge Cup is concerned. That will serve as a great consolation in their season, because surely Sharks, they had almost a season to forget. When at some stage they were sitting at 10 games having won only one game.
I remember
so surely that was a very bad ending. In today's the starting lineup, Sharks, we are told that they're going to start with 7 Springboks players in their starting lineup. So surely that shows that the Sharks rather, they mean a business, and their lock Eben Etzebeth will be back this evening. Remember that last weekend Eben Etzebeth did not play. He did have a rib injury, so he said last 16th game. So tonight Eben Etzebeth and Dan Used are the only 2 changes in as far as last weekend's starting 15th Shark is concerned. So with Eben Etzebeth, so surely we'll be expecting the Sharks to be inspired by his return, and whom we believe he will lead them all the way to the semi-finals. That is the EPCR Challenge Cup. So now moving away from EPCR Challenge Cup, I believe the Vodacom Managed Rugby Championship is coming back next weekend.
Indeed, next weekend. So they must just consolidate, as you rightfully spoke about them, the Sharks there. So I'm also interested in the top of the clash battle there. You are Leinster, you have Vodacom Bulls as well, who are doing well so far. So it's going to be interesting.
It is going to be interesting indeed as far as Vodacom United Rugby Championship is concerned. It is coming back next week as we wrap up the Investec Champions Cup, so as the EPCR Challenge Cup that are taking place this weekend. And don't forget, those are the knockout stages. We're in the quarterfinals stages. So who's going to march all the way to the semis in as far as those 2 European knockout cups are concerned?
Getting your business seen online can be tricky and confusing. At Silly Moose Designs, we offer a comprehensive list of services that can be personalized according to your budget and your marketing goals. From hosting to ranking on search engines, we've got you covered. Visit sillymoosedesigns.co.za to get started. We'll approach your website with passion, purpose, and power. Silly Moose Designs is a proud partner of Nirvana World FM.
Looking to upgrade or repair your desktop or laptop? With over a decade's experience, TV Master specializes in software installations, data recovery, restores, PC rebuilds, and conversions from VHS to USB or DVD. For no obligation quote, contact Pre on 011 855 6738 or 072 7706 796. TV Master, the name you can trust.
Where it always feels good.
Demogel SA featuring Miss Mo Makenza. Oi batla ka, oi batla kom kokotlo. Thank you very much once again to Demogel SA featuring Miss Mo Makenza. They gave us that gem. Oyi batla kae, kom kokotlo. I believe there is a soccer player as well who goes by that nickname.
Kabelo Tlamin of Orlando Pirates. So I was laughing Regine Dove whenever he touched the ball, he'll be saying, Katlo, Kabelo Tlamin, le batla kae, kom kokotlo. He always says that. I couldn't stop laughing.
Just imagine a soccer player going by that nickname.
Because he's a skillful player. I think we're still going to talk soccer. He scored even in that game where they thrashed Golden Arrows 7-1. We'll talk later when we talk football.
Oh yes, there is a Kabelo Oltamin who goes by that nickname. Oyi batla kae. Oyi batla kom kokotlong. Now, without any further ado, let's dive straight to tennis. Things are happening in as far as Monte Carlo is concerned.
Most definitely, the likes of Novak Djokovic, they want to redeem themselves following he couldn't participate in that Indian Wells, remember so well. So this time around, there's a quarterfinals that took place midweek up until yesterday there, where Stefano Tsitsipas play the third ranked there, hosted Karen Khachanov, the eighth ranked player there, where Stefano Tsitsipas won on 2 sets, 6-4, 6-2, and then we saw Holger Rune winning. Playing against Yannick Sinner there, the 7th ranked Holger Rune up against the 2nd ranked Yannick Sinner, so saving a season of his life there. So Yannick Sinner won that game on 2 sets, 6-4 as well as 6-7 and 6-3 on 3 sets, by the way. So Novak Djokovic also hosted Alex de Minaur, who's currently 11th ranked player there, where he won by 2 sets there as well, 7-5 and 6-4, as you rightfully stated about the fans having this some bit of exchange of words with the fans there, booing him, and he was pissed off as well. So, but at least he managed to perform despite that booing. So going into the semifinals after, is it 9 years?
Yeah.
Yes, so it's so good so far. So let's see, because he's looking to redeem himself following that poor run of form that he's had in the Australian Open, Indian Wells, and not participating in the other tournaments that took place there. So Ugo Lambert, as well, the 14th ranked player, hosted Kaspar Ruud. Unfortunately, the 8th ranked Kaspar Ruud managed to win that game 6-3. 6-1 as well, but only lost the second set 4-6. So let's see, because in the semi-finals we've got Stefano Tsitsipas against Yannick Sinner, as well as Novak Djokovic against Kaspar Ruud. Question is, who'll go all the way to the final? Are we going to see Novak Djokovic up against Yannick Sinner, or Stefano Tsitsipas up against Kaspar Ruud, or Stefano Tsitsipas up against Novak Djokovic? Novak Djokovic, very interesting.
It is going to be interesting indeed. Still with Novak Djokovic, don't forget that by him qualifying and making it all the way to the semi-final, he saw himself making a record of 77 semi-finals appearance. That's a big record. 77th semi-finals appearance in as far as Monte Carlo is concerned. That is Novak Djokovic. Job well done indeed. That was a great achievement indeed. Like you did mention that, yes, he did have some trouble in as far as the fans are concerned, but being experienced as he is, he did manage to overcome that and came back and won his game in the quarterfinals. Let's hear what the man himself, that is Novak Djokovic, what did he say after winning that quarterfinal game? That is, here is the number 1 seed, Novak Djokovic, for you.
It's tough for both of us, I guess. You know, he's one of the quickest players on tour. He gets a lot of balls back that you normally 99% of the other players don't. So, you know, he did surprise me with several passing shots, and you know, in the second set, particularly when I was up a break, but you know, he said at the net that it was ugly. You know, in the second set, I think it was. You know, we didn't play really at the high level. We made a lot of unforced errors, both him and I, and a lot of breaks of serve. You know, consecutive breaks of serve, which is you know, kind of expected for clay, but I mean maybe not this many. But again, win is a win. I'm glad to go through.
A win is a win, and Novak Djokovic himself, he did concede that that was one of his ugliest game. He didn't play well, but that's what champions are. Even when you are playing bad, but be able to grind a win.
Yes, most definitely is very important in such a tournament of this magnitude. I was also disappointed to see Andrei Rublev, the defending champions, bowing out. So, which means we're going to have a new champion coming up. I also saw there was an upset where Daniil Medvedev also lost against Karen Khachanov. So, it's not looking good good for him. So I thought he was going to redeem himself following what happened in that semi-finals of the Indian Wells. So so far so good. Let's see if Novak Djokovic will redeem himself. But to Yannick Sinner, I think it's an opportunity for again to stretch the gap as far as Carlos Alcaraz is concerned, because he's not participating currently.
Yes. Can you repeat the semi-finals fixture once again for me?
Stefanos Tsitsipas will host Yannick Sinner, and then Novak Djokovic will also host Kaspar Ruud. It's a hunting of a game matches to look forward to.
The Novak Djokovic Yannick Sinner final is possible.
It's possible if they are to win their matches, by the way. Then not yet
it is possible,
played
yes.
there. So I can't wait for today. I'll keep an eye. Next week when they come in, we'll bring the semi-finals results as well as the finals. Who is the main champions? Because currently the women's are not participating. When I did my research, it said that it was stopped in 1982. So very interesting there.
Very interesting indeed. That is a mouth-watering semi-final feature in as far as with that prospect of getting to see Novak Djokovic taking on Yannick Sinner in the finals. With Yannick Sinner, the form that he's in this
unstoppable.
season. Yeah, he's definitely unstoppable. This Yannick Sinner, our boy, he is on song this year. Like at the beginning of the show, we did mention that surely 2024 might just be called the Yannick Sinner year. Because, I mean, he just can't do no wrong.
He can't do no wrong. 5 final, if he was to win, it's the 5th final, and then he's looking for his 4th title. And so, and Novak Djokovic, I think, is left behind because he couldn't participate. And there's a very time he lost before the finals. So, and he sounded like a sore loser, especially when he lost before Yannick Sinner can stroke is it Daniel Medvedev during the Australian Open. So, but so far, he's having a season of his life. We can call it Yannick Sinner. I do agree with you.
Oh, and that would be interesting in it if they were to meet in the finals, and then whoever that wins, let's say Yannick Sinner happens to win. Surely that will be something to talk about. That
True.
What a year it is, and still in that very same year, and get to beat the veteran, the experience, the tried and tested, the 24 times Grand Slam winner. That is none other than Novak Djokovic. So surely that will definitely wrap up Yannick Sinner's year.
Yeah, that will wrap up his year, and also to boost his rankings. As he's leading by 10,000 something points. There is Novak Djokovic. He'll try to reduce that gap that he's saving currently. Maybe we'll be running close to 10,000. He will be on 9,000 something if he was to win this particular title. But let's wait and see tomorrow, 2 o'clock. That's when the final will be kicking off.
Oh yes, I will definitely be watching that proceedings with keen interest. Those semi-finals. That who makes it to the finals this time around? It is going to be interesting indeed. Now moving away from tennis straight to netball. I believe there was some launch that was taking place sometime this week here in Johannesburg.
Indeed, the Telkom Netball League is back. Remember last year when it took place, it was prolonged because we also had the World Cup in between. So hence it ended up in July before the World Cup can start, a week before the World Cup. But this time around, it will be ending on the 19th of May. It will kickstart on the 26th of April. So we also saw Murakani Musipe, the MSC, announcing that particular tournament. I also saw the likes of Mama Joyce taking pictures with the players from different clubs. And currently, in this current season, it's going to be interesting because we've got 16 teams. So which shows that we might have two groups where there's 8 teams, and there's a new team called Chukudi from the Northwest will also be participating. And then we saw also Limpopo Biobabs, they've been promoted to the very same division. Yes. So we are in for a lovely netball come April 26th. So teams must just be in order, and then the fans must make sure that they rally behind their teams and their provinces. If I can also confirm them once again, we've got in Limpopo, we've got 2 teams. We've got Biobabs and Lilies, and then in Free State we've got the Crinams as well as Sonoplomo, and then in Northern Cape we've only have 1 team there by the name of Diamonds, and then in South Africa we've got the Fireballs as well as the Jaguars. The Jaguars are the defending champions, who are coached by the current netball Proteas there, Janine van Dijk. Very interesting. And then also we've got the Mpumalanga Sunbase there, and then in the Western Cape we do have the Stings there, and as well as the Tornadoes. In KZN we've got the Kingdom Stars as well as the Kingdom Queens, and then in Eastern Cape we've got the Alus and the Comets, and then in the Northwest side we've got the Flames as well as the Chukudi I've just mentioned. And the coach was also there stating that he likes TNL because it's always assisting her with the sustainability of the product, which means we might see going to scrap players from different kinds of teams there in terms of maybe the next coming tournaments that are coming, because she's supposed to select 30 players, Janine van Dijk. So it's an opportunity for her to go and observe every team wherever they're playing.
Oh yes, it's going to be interesting indeed. Come the 26th of April, Telkom Netball League is back in your courts. So the best that you can do is to come out in numbers and support the girls. Scream your lungs out and give the girls all the energy and support that they need. Time seems to be definitely against us. I suggest maybe let's squeeze in a motor racing and motorsport. What's happening in as far as that front is concerned?
Remember Japan Moto Grand Prix, I should say Grand Prix took place there, where we saw Max Verstappen finally redeemed himself.
Getting back to winning ways.
Getting back to winning ways, most definitely. So, as you know, they've played already 4 races, and now he's won 3 races. And then the Sergio Perez at number 2, as he was beaten by Max Verstappen on 12.5 seconds. So it looks good. And also Carlos Sainz as well, the Ferrari, who will be replaced by Lewis Hamilton come next season. So it's so good, but let's see how they'll pan up in a fortnight where it will be Japan Grand Prix, by the looks of things, the Chinese Grand Prix. So let's see if we'll continue with the current form. So, but in terms of the standing, he's currently top. Max Verstappen on 77 points, followed by Sergio Perez on 64 points, and there's also Charles Leclerc on 59 points. So Carlos Sainz on 55 points. I'll only stick with the top 5. Then Lando Norris on 37 points. So Max Verstappen, like I said last week, that I have never seen him losing 2 races on the trot. So this is a way of redeeming himself ahead of the Chinese Grand Prix that is taking place on the week of the 19th and to the 21st of April. So now we change gears. So it's motorsport this week. As you know, it is taking place at American MotoGP. So yesterday when I did some findings, I found that George Martin is currently on pole position.
Yes.
So Francisco Bagnaia on 4th. So I think he needs to improve, because I think the MotoGP tomorrow will tell us who's exactly the winner. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Let's see if the very same Francisco Bagnaia will get back to winning ways, because the day where he lost in that particular MotoGP, that's the day Max Verstappen lost. So I just want to see if he will be able to redeem himself. When I come back next week, I'll bring the results and look ahead to the American MotoGP, I should say, the Chinese Grand Prix that will be taking place next week.
Oh yes, we'll definitely be looking forward to that one and see whether Bagnaia does redeem himself, get back to winning ways. That's going to be a big discussion that indeed. Let's quickly go for a breather. When we return, we'll be talking football, because time seems to be flying. Like they always say, time flies when you are having fun. And that is exactly what we are having right now. Let's go elsewhere and we get Dr. Dre featuring Snoopy Doggy Dogg, or Still, and they are still standing. That is Dr. Dre and Snoopy Doggy Dogg, Still.
Still Snoop Dogg and D.I. Guess who's back? Still doing that shit, Andre? Oh, for sure. Yeah. Check me out.
It's still Dre Day, AK. Though I've grown a lot, can't keep it home a lot. Cause when I frequent the spots that I'm known to rock, you hear the bass from the truck when I'm on the block. Ladies, they pay homage, but haters say Dre fell off. How? My last album was The Chronic. They wanna know if he still got it. They say raps change. They wanna know how I feel about it.
You ain't up on pace.
Dr. Dre is the name. I'm ahead of my game. Still puffin' my leaf. Still with the beats. Still not loving police. Still rock my khakis with a cuff and a crease. Still got love for the streets, reppin' 213. Still the beats bang, still doing my thing. Since I left, ain't too much change. Still,
I'm representing for the gangsters all across the world.
Still,
hitting them corners and them lolos, girl.
Still, taking my time to perfect the beat. And I still got love for the streets. It's the D.R.E.
I'm representing for the gangsters all across the world.
Still,
hitting them corners and them lolos, girl.
Still, taking my time to perfect the beat. And I still got love for the streets. It's the D.R.E. Since the last time you heard from me, I lost some friends. Well, hell, me and Snoop, we dipping again. Kept my ear to the streets. Signed Eminem. He's triple platinum, doing 50 a week. Still, I stay close to the heat. And even when I was close to defeat, I rose to my feet. My life's like a soundtrack, I wrote to the beat. Street rap like Cali weed, I smoke till I'm sleep. Wake up in the AM, compose a beat. I bring the fire till you're soaking in your seat. It's not a fluke, it's been tried, I'm the truth. Since turn out the lights from the world-class wrecking crew, I'm still at it, after mathematics. In the home of drive-bys and acmatics, swap meets, sticky green and bad traffic. I dip through, then I give you the
I'm
DRE.
representing for the gangsters all across the world.
Still
hitting them corners and them lolos, girl.
Still taking my time to perfect the beat, and I still got love for the streets. It's the DRE.
I'm representing for them gangsters all across the world.
Still
hitting them corners and them lolos, girl.
Still taking my time to perfect the beat, and I still got love for the streets. It's the DRE. It ain't nothing but mohawk shit. Another classic CD for y'all to vibe with. Whether you're cooling on the corner with your fly, lay back in the shack, play this track. I'm representing for the gangsters all across the world.
Still hitting them corners and them lolos, girl.
I'll break your neck, damn near put your face in your lap. Try to be the king, but the ace is back.
So if you ain't up on things,
Dr. Dre be the name, still running the game, still got it wrapped like a mummy. Still ain't tripping, love to see young blacks get money. Spend time out the hood, take their moms out the hood. Hit my boys off with jobs, no more living hard. Barbecues every day, driving fancy cars. Still gon' get mine
I'm
regardless.
representing for the gangsters all across the world.
Still
hitting them corners and them lolos, girl.
Still taking my time to perfect the beat, and I still got love for the streets. It's the
I'm
DRE.
representing for them gangsters all across the world.
Still
hitting them corners and them lolos, girl.
Still taking my time to perfect the beat, and I still got love for the streets. It's the
I'm
DRE.
representing for them gangsters all across the world.
Still
hitting them corners and them lolos, girl.
Still taking my time to perfect the beat, and I still got love for the streets. It's the DRE.
Like that? Right back up in you. 9, 5 plus 4 pennies. Add that shit up. DRE. Right back up on top of things. Smoke some with your dog. No stress, no seeds, no stems, no sticks. Some of that real sticky, icky, icky. Ooh wee. Put it in the air. Boy, use a fool, DR.
Dr. Dre featuring Snoopy Doggy Dog Steel. What was you when this song was a jam?
Yo, I was still young. I remember so well where we used to have those niggas. They call them the niggas, the rappers.
The rappers and everything. Those big jeans and stuff.
Yeah, just put in the jeans.
Big t-shirts,
those
cap
sneakers.
on.
When we still have filler labels dominant by that time.
Oh, yes. We just have
Yeah,
to,
those were the days.
yeah, we just have to love music, that how much it influences our lifestyle, our dress code. Because
True.
back in those days, it was not in to wear your skinny, the skinny jeans were not yet there, because
Yes,
you had
yes.
to wear very, very loose pants,
Pants,
and,
yeah.
and wear them as low as you possibly can.
With double
showing-
trousers
with
in
double
between. No, aye, those were the days.
gloves on,
Sunglasses, those caps.
those caps,
And some of
yeah.
the parents were against that.
Oh yes, no parent like that.
Majority.
No parents. Even my parents, I know. I mean, especially my dad. There was no way I was gonna dress.
Or you
that.
try to dress that and then you don't perform well at school.
At
They say,
school.
this is what you do. That's why you are failing.
That's
You're
why
not
you're
performing
feeling.
well at
My
school.
earrings on
On the
the
noses
knobs,
and
the earrings and stuff.
on the ears as well, they were against that.
Yo. Those.
There
were
was
the
this
days.
pastor I remember at our very own church. Whenever you speak with him wearing earring, I don't speak Ile batho ba apara mangina. So he was just saying that. You have to remove first before you start speaking with him.
Yeah, those were the days. That's when hip hop took global by storm, and South Africa were not to be outdone as well at that time. Yes, these days hip hop in South Africa is not that big. Even in America, it's not that big. But believe you me, hip hop at some stage was the biggest thing ever. We had your likes of like Bonabo, very Snoopy Doggy Dog, your Tupac, your Notorious B.I.G., your Puff Daddies of this world. That's how big rap was back in the days.
Very dominant, and I was still young by that time. So I will enjoy Puff Daddy, whenever you go. Puff Daddy.
Oh, Tupac was big.
Tupac as well,
Machiavelli.
before he passed on, yes.
Yeah, he was very, very big. And now moving away from the music scenes straight to to football. We get paid to talk football. DSTV Premiership, it got underway last weekend, and Kaizer Chiefs continued to disappoint, to embarrass their fans. They are dominating the headline for the wrong reasons, for losing. Kaizer Chiefs, I believe, they haven't won a game in their last 4 or 5 outings.
Imagine one win after 9 matches. That's extremely poor for Coach Kevin Johnson. I remember at the top of the show last week, we also spoke about them not doing well with Manchester United as in between. I don't forget. So, and on that day, they played Chippa United at the Buffalo Stadium. This is the stadium that was used back there by the team called Pushbacks before it was in shambles there. So, in that game, I remember Benvenu Ivanga scored from a header, poor defending there by Edmilson Dove as well as given Mango. And then the second goal, I don't know, the Jabulo Ngobo as well as given Mango were exposed. What a cracking strike by Snot Kolo Kwaiba there, excellently done there. So the goalkeeper, is it Stanley Nopali, he was suspended for that encounter. They brought in a second choice goalkeeper. In fact, third choice because they still lost Kasapua. And then there's Darren Johnson who made brilliant saves in that game to deny Kaizer Chiefs. I remember September trying to unleash the young Duba there is trying to unleash as well. He made brilliant saves there, and then his defenders also came to the party, like Justice Chabalala. So the pitch was not playable, although the game was allowed to progress. So that's how Kaizer Chiefs lost the game. So very disappointing, but credit to Tabo September as well as Kwanelo Kopo as they grabbed their second victory following that 2-0 victory as well against Cape Town Spurs as well as 2-0 against Kaizer Chiefs. In the other results, Orlando Pirates were rampant on the day at Orlando Stadium.
Oh my word!
Surprise, surprise! So Steve Compella on the day was embarrassed. I think he never saw this one coming. As a coach of Colin Eros, we know that they've lost 11 matches on the trot with Mabuti Kanyeza in charge. But this time around, he came in. He was coming confident because he has won 2 matches and then drawn 2-2 against Supersport, if I remember very well. So, but on the day, the goalkeeper also let him down. The call him Fiso Mulungwane, yes. You can spills the ball. That's how Jehovah Zuma scored the first goal, and then also conceded a penalty where the ball was going aside. I think he should have allowed the ball to bubble on the sideline without committing himself into a penalty, and that's where Jehovah Mabasa, yes, he tried to score, but he made the save. He saved that penalty. Although credit to Mabasa because he scored a hat-trick in that game, and then with the likes of Kabalo Tlamini, as I've mentioned, you know, Orlando Pirates, they always play their own. Sandile Mtetwa, Karim Kimvuidi were on the score sheet as well. So I think, hence I stated even on Finbase that Orlando Pirates, they're having good players, they're playing good football. The only problem that is letting them down is that consistency. I think Jose Rivero need to work on that if you want to challenge the league. But we all know who are the champions currently. Going forward, I can't even mention the name. We all know they are doing well. They are just on song also as well. So Richards Bay as well. Won 1-0 against Moroka Swallows, so they've done the double over Swallows because in the first round at Dobsonville they won 1-0 as well. So Kuda Muyaba was the goal scorer in that game. So Stellenbosch played goalless draw against Kukuni. These are the top 2, number 2 and number 3 clash where speaking of Skukuni United, Lithono Sema as well as Linda Mtambo were announced as coach of the month as well as player of the month respectively. So Stellenbosch haven't lost the game in a very long time. The last loss was against Mamelodi Sundowns 3-1 at Atteridgeville. So they're still going to play Mamelodi Sundowns. Let's see if this time they'll settle the score or what. So it looks interesting. And then Chess Galaxy, they continue with their run of form as they beat Supersport 1-0 there. Pomvela scoring the only goal of the match. So Supersport as well, if I'm not mistaken, they're yet to collect the victory.
Yes.
Despite the Nedbank Cup, yes, they've done well against Richards Bay winning 3-1. But in the DSTV Premiership, it's been draws and losses. So Gavin Hunt needs to look into that as well. So on Sunday, we saw Cape Town City losing 1-0 against Amazulu. In what a bad weather on the day did not allow the fans to come in.
Oh yes,
yeah,
Cape Town windy weather.
Yes, it was just blowing roughly there. So, but we saw Junior Dion coming in as a sub, scoring that goal of the match. I think it will boost them because both the two teams, when they played in that game, they were yet to collect their victories of 2024. So finally, Amazulu get to record their victory to boost them as they're going to play Orlando Pirates today. We'll talk shortly about the Nedbank Cup. So and then Polokwane City also visited Herigwala. So that's where Royal EM, they were coming to from the back of 2 losses. I remember they lost 3-0 against TS Galaxy as well. So they lost 3-2. Polokwane City, the Royal EM winning in that game, where the likes of Zukile Mkhize, Sketelo Mabuza were on the score sheet alongside Sojuin George. And with Polokwane City, it was Bulelani Nikani as well as Douglas Mafuma, the Zimbabwean, on the score sheet. So they are also unpredictable, Polokwane City, but it is there within the top 8. In fact, they're outside top 8 because had they won that game, they were going to overtake Kaizer Chiefs outside top 8. So, and then on Tuesday, we saw Mamelodi Sundowns. They visited Athlone Stadium. playing against struggling Cape Town Spurs. But guess what? I think there was a controversial penalty that was awarded to Mamelodi Sundowns as Lucas Roberto Costa converted on that spot kick to put his tally of goals to 12 goals as his top goal scorer. In fact, 11 goals because he was level with Tofatsuma on 10 goals. So very interesting there. So in terms of the standings, Mamelodi Sundowns top of the log with 52 points, having played 20 matches, followed by Stellenbosch on 39 points, having played 22 matches. Orlando Pirates on 23 matches played at number 3, having collected 37 points. Skogun United at number 4 on 22 matches played, having collected 35 points. As TS Galaxy, almost stick with top 8 at number 5, played 21 matches, collected 34 points. So is Super Sport, but Super Sport have played 22 matches, whereas TS Galaxy 21 matches, they're 11 on points, 34 points. And then Kaizer Chiefs at number 8 on 30 points, with Cape Town City at number 7 on 33 points. You can see that Golden Arrows are currently seated on 30 points at number 9. Polokwane City on 28 points at number 11. Chippa United at 29 points on number 10. So you can see that whoever wins their next matches and Kaizer Chiefs go on to slump in their match, they'll go outside the top 8. So it's a wake-up call to Kevin Johnson that you need to do better. Although we had rumors that Arthur Zwane might be coming back because Kevin Johnson have failed his task. So I think ever since Kaizer Chiefs lost to Milford FC, they never recovered, according to my observation. Yes, they won against Golden Arrows, but it was a scrappy win, 1-0 there, where 1-0 scored a brilliant goal. So they need to pull up their socks as well. And in some of the news that we received, as we spoke at the start of the show about Luke Fleece, he was wearing jersey number 26. Kaizer Chiefs have retired that jersey, so they won't be awarding any player that particular jersey. So again, Kaizer Chiefs match and Richards Bay that was supposed to take place next week Saturday has been shifted to Sunday. And then Mamelodi Sundowns up against the Moroka Swallows match, which was supposed to take place on Tuesday, has been shifted to Monday. So Swallows are trying to play what is called a sportsmanship, where they saying that you can play the match and then prepare well for CAF against the Esperance as the match is taking place on Friday. So let's see if they will be able to do well in that first leg away from home. So, and yeah, it's very interesting so far in the DSTV Premiership.
Oh yes, it is interesting indeed in the DSTV Premiership, especially going again back to Kaizer Chiefs, who are making the headlines for all the wrong reasons. They're not only struggling to win games, it is proven that now they are sitting at number 8. They are facing a possibility of not making it in the top 8 come end of the season, which is definitely going to be a bad news indeed. While on the other side, there are nemesis, that is the Orlando Pirates, scoring goals like it is going out of fashion. Mamelodi Sundowns continue with their good form in as far as collecting maximum points are concerned. So Kaizer Chiefs are definitely find that going very, very tough. I think it is safe to say Makosi. Like you've just said now, the thing of bringing back Atazwane, who
chopping
also
and changing.
Chopping and changing. That's the sign of confusion. That's the sign of frustration. That's the sign of being directionless, because you just recently removed Atazwane. Now you want to bring him back. That shows that that's a lack of decisiveness. Kaizer Chiefs, they just don't know what to do anymore. Things are not coming into place, and nothing is working in as far as Kaizer Chiefs is concerned. But by the look of things, it looks like Kaizer Chiefs, they might find themselves losing out on the top 8 spot.
Chances are very high if you can check, because Polokwane City, Golden Arrows, they're breathing on their neck. Chippa United as well, surprisingly. Yes, because they won 2 matches, then it pushes them to go back into the top 8. Although we were speaking at first that they might be relegated, but that's the every season song where we say they might be relegated, but boom, they survive relegation. So definitely they will survive, because when I watched Thabo September and Kuala Lumpur, they are playing a well-structured football. In fact, they've tremendously improved ever since they demoted TD Jakes Morgan Mamila. So I'm so happy. And speaking of Mamelodi Sundowns, I think they've stand a chance of winning a quadruple of trophies, as they won the African Football League. They are now on the verge of going to win the Cape Champions League. There's also the DSTV Premiership, the Nedbank Cup. We should talk about it shortly. So far so good for Mamelodi Sundowns.
Oh, so far so good for Mamelodi Sundowns, indeed. I'm tempted, I know we're still talking local football, but now that you have brought Mamelodi Sundowns on the picture, I just want us to just quickly go back to that Mamelodi Sundowns younger goal. I believe last week when we were here, the goal was still, that discussion was still open. It was not yet concluded. Can we revisit that decision, that officiating a decision that was ruled in favor of Mamelodi Sundowns in as far as the young Africans goal is concerned?
As I've said it last week, that for me it's a legitimate goal. So I'm wondering because at the very same time, the young Africans have also lodged a match fixing complaint that it has to do with somebody who disallowed their goal. So let's wait and see if that particular lodged complaint will progress. So, and fans are starting to say, Sundowns they're winning our bravery. Remember the game against Kaizer Chiefs in the MTN8 where Kaizer Chiefs were not awarded a penalty in the 10 minutes of the game. The game against Solos where Tambazona scored from an offside position where they ended up losing to the MTN8 to Kaizer Chiefs. The game against Cape Town Spurs where they were awarded a penalty which was not a penalty because the foul happened outside the 18 area there. So very interesting for me. So let's see how they'll pan up if they are to win this particular quadruple they are aiming.
Oh yes, still with that young Africans goal that was disallowed last weekend against the Mamelodi Sundowns. I can officially say that that discussion is off the table now. It's been concluded. I'm sure you had your homeboy, your Victor Hlongwane, analyzing and saying that that goal definitely was not a goal. So that was the right decision by the referee to disallow that goal in terms of circumference versus the goal line.
True.
And then the Dr. Errol Swin, all the way from England, I heard him as well, and I read his article on one of the local newspapers, all the way from England. He said, yes, he did watch that clip. He does agree with the referees on the day that that goal was definitely not a goal. Yes, it looked like a goal. Yes, it looks very, very like a legitimate goal. But when it comes to the rule says the full circumference. Yes, most of the ball was on the other side of the line, but there was still something. They say as long as there's still something left, that is not a goal. So we can say that we can safely say that Sundowns, yes, they're in the semifinals. Younger, they do not stand a chance of overturning that result. Hence, you've just mentioned that come next weekend, Isolos, they've shown some sportsmanship, allowing Sundowns, giving Sundowns actually some room to prepare for that semifinal clash against Esperance. So we can safely say that that younger goal was definitely not a goal. Yes, it's a bitter pill for some other people in some circles.
Anti-Sundowns fans. And also to add Asin Ngoba as well, he was also saying it's not a goal. So yeah, they've just double checked that. So which means careful will be against the complaint of the young Africans.
Yeah.
Is it Miguel Gamondi? Yes, the coach,
yeah. So still with the young Africans, they made a very strong utterances. They use the word bribery. So the big question is, young Africans, they will be asked now to produce the proof that what proof do they have to say that someone from Sundowns bribed the officials. So this thing might just backfire to young Africans, because, like I said, they should have just questioned the legitimacy of that goal and leave out unfounded utterances like those ones that Sundowns did bribe the ref, of which, as far as we are concerned, no one knows anything about it.
Yes.
So we'll be watching that space, whether that doesn't come back to bite our young Africans. Moving away from continental football now, coming back to Nedbank Cup. It's back this weekend. I believe it started in earnest last night out in the capital city.
At Atteridgeville, Lucas Moripe, where University of Pretoria were the host on the day against Mamelodi Sundowns. Remember, it was just an interesting Pretoria derby. I never saw University of Pretoria very stubborn like I saw them yesterday. They just made life difficult for Sundowns. They made sure that they pressed them very hard because they know that Mamelodi Sundowns played a well-structured football where they don't allow them to dictate those passes. So as early as the 5th minute, we saw Lucas Ribeiro scoring a goal. What a finish from the left-footed outside the box. And later on, Dylan Abrahams there scoring the equalizer from a set piece, which was flicked inside the box. So he punished Ronan Williams on that one. So what a game it was, where the likes of Teboho Mokoena were denied by the goalkeeper there, Edward Mawova from Namibia, whom at the end of the match, he was the man of the match. So, but the game went on to extra time. It was still stalemate 1-0. And then come penalty shootouts. We saw Ronald Williams saving 2 penalties, one of them being Thokozane Skotlong, and then from the Sundowns, the Turk side there, the goalkeeper also denied Gaston Sereno, but Mamelodi Sundowns on the day were winners 4-3. So what a game it was, and even Rulani Mokoena stated that they gave him a tough match. So you can see that this University of Pretoria, they're here to compete as far as currently the number 2 ahead of behind Makesi, trailing Makesi by a point. So they really are a team to watch under coach Tlisane Mtaung.
Oh yes, it is interesting indeed. There was last night in the Pretoria Derby, and then I believe today
Yes.
Nedbank Cup continues so as tomorrow.
There are matches to progress there today. We're seeing Stellenbosch, they host Super Sport. So last time they played 2-1 draw when the resumption of the league took place, where after AFCON at the Moripe, where it was 1-1. So Gram Rangers also was on the score sheet in that game, I remember so well. So it's going to be interesting because this time around they're playing at Danny Craven. So Stellenbosch, like I said, they have unbeaten. They're looking for a double. Remember, they won the Kalim Black Label.
Yes.
So you look at how they are playing as a unit. Ura Anset, Gram Rangers, Devin Titus. There's a player who shot Kaizer Chiefs, I remember. There's Jaden Adams, who currently was in the Bafana Bafana during AFCON. Sage Stephen in the goals, but they all missed Thabo Maloisani due to 4 yellow cards. I think Ishmael Ture will come into the picture. He might play alongside Atunkosi Mqaba. So they've impressed me so far, Stellenbosch. You look at Super Sport. So they've got this Ime Okon, Chandra Campbell, what a player.
Oh yes,
so
that
I don't
youngster.
see him staying at Super Sport. Hopefully,
For too long, yeah.
I think he might go to Mamelodi Sundowns. As you know, some that are saying they're a feeding team for Mamelodi Sundowns. Let's wait and see. But Robler for me has impressed me as well, as he is among the top goal scorers as well. You are Macherman. They are doing so well for Super Sport. But I'll give it to Stellenbosch because of their current form. Super Sport, yes, they've won against Richards Bay, but in their league they haven't impressed me.
Yes,
It's been
of
losses and
late,
draws,
yes.
yes. And Stellenbosch, they're thrashing everyone. They've proved it even against Kaizer Chiefs, where they won 1-0 away from home.
Yes,
they're doing so well. They're scoring goals. So what more can you ask? Gram Rangers will be key against his former team this afternoon. And then there's a game later on, Amazulu up against Orlando Pirates.
Oh yes.
Yes, that's
Free scoring, Orlando Pirates.
Orlando Pirates. And it will be a crash match if you look into that game, because remember, Orlando Pirates defeated Amazulu during the final of the MTN 8 last season. And then you look at currently, they've just played 0-0. And then when Orlando Pirates thrashed Amazulu 4-0 during the last game of last season, Sandile Zungu went on to Lashon Ananda Dlamini stating that it's not good to coach a team of Amazulu. Then he dismissed the coach. So currently they are playing. Pablo Franco Martins is under pressure of the fact that he hasn't been winning despite the win against Cape Town City. So he will be motivated to do well in that game. So let's see if they will be able to progress Amazulu, because I think they will be motivated by the fact that Richards Bay knocked Pirates outside Kalim Black Label at the very same venue, Mrs. Mabida. So it's going to be a huge game. But I think Pirates will go work on this one, will progress 3-1 victorious. So let's see in the next game taking place tomorrow, TS Galaxy are hosting Chippa United at Mbombela. They are also on form. They are amongst the top 6 teams as far as the DStv Premiership is concerned. So you look at Chippa United, they will be boosted by the 2 victories they just won against Kaizer Chiefs as well as Cape Town Spurs. You look at TS Galaxy, recently they've just defeated Super Sport and Royal EM 3-0 and 1-0 respectively. So Samir Nukovic for me, very impact player for me.
Rejuvenated
Samir Nukovic, 9 goals. So I think we will be looking for more goals. There's this young boy whom I still think Kaizer Chiefs, they've lost a good player there. So, and there's this goalkeeper from Rwanda. Is it Fiacre Ntwari? It's doing well for me. At the back there, the Palance, Poriso Sanuka from Amarispe United, they've made a good partnership at the back. So let's see, because they're playing at Mbombela, they're always difficult there, and they want to correct what transpired last season when they lost 6-3 to Stellenbosch. So they lost in the final, and they are aiming to get something going all the way to the finals. We'll have to wait and see, because there's still Mamelodi Sundowns, whom the coach has got issues with Rulani. Remember the fightings, and they're still going to play twice in the DStv Premiership, considering what transpired in that Kalim Black Label, where Bernard Parker broke his leg, but I think he's now fully recovered. So, and one of their players, Devio Muire, he's looking for a game where he can make 550 record to get something. It's been 40 years as he is. I think he will be retiring soon. But I'll give it to TS Galaxy because they are playing at home.
Oh yes, it's going to be interesting indeed. There is as far as Nedbank Cup is concerned. Nedbank Cup is definitely taking the center stage this weekend. It's like my colleague Motiba Peter did mention that it's going to be a tough one down in KwaZulu Natal. It's a win. That's when Amazulu home side they take on the free scoring Orlando Pirates. They are the defending champions, by the way.
Let's not forget that they are the defending champions after winning against, if I remember very well, It was Sekhukhune United, yes.
Oh yes,
2-1,
Sekhukhune,
yes.
that controversial penalty,
Penalty,
that was
yes.
created
By
by
Thembekos
Lodge,
Lodge.
pushing. Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
And chances are they might meet again with Mamelodi Sundowns. It will be a crash game as well, considering what transpired in the MTN 8.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough one. And if Mamelodi Sundowns is still in that knockout, surely no one is safe because we know Mamelodi Sundowns, they do have the know-how of winning the bigger matches. So the dream final, surely it will be the Mamelodi Sundowns versus Orlando Pirates. But Orlando Pirates, they still have to deal with
Amazulu first.
Amazulu first. Usuthu Mapeshankone, inyokana
Ehlazana,
ehlazana, mabona bulawa.
Bulawa.
Abafana basembelebeleni. It takes the center stage. Come this afternoon, 6 o'clock is the kickoff time. That's when Amazulu welcome the defending champions, Orlando Pirates. Coming back to last night's game, Mamelodi Sundowns versus Ducks game. Ronwen Williams, the game went on to a semi-final, to penalties. Ronwen Williams,
As usual.
This year, just this year, he has already faced, guess what, 25 penalties just this year alone. In case if there's anyone doubting it, in against Cape Verde, he saved 4 penalties.
Yes.
And then against Democratic Republic of Congo, Ronwen Williams, he saved 2 penalties.
Yes.
Against Yanga, there is last week, he saved
penalties.
2 penalties. Just a few hours back, he faced another Ducks, and again he saved 2 penalties. So just this year alone, who's this? Ronwen Williams
yeah.
has faced a minimum of 25 penalties. One has to fill for Ronwen Williams. I believe the game against Nigeria as well. It also ended in a penalties.
But that one he couldn't save any
He
penalty.
couldn't save, but
Yeah.
he faced penalties as well.
Penalties,
That
yes.
game went into penalties. Ronwen Williams was involved in those penalties. So I believe Ronwen Williams has faced more penalties,
Than any other
more than
goalkeeper.
any goalkeeper in the world right now. One has to feel it for him. So surely, when I looked at him last night, I was just feeling sorry for Ronwen Williams. That he's been exposed to too many penalties. So it is a little bit unfair for him. And he also mentioned that the game of TS Galaxy versus Mamelodi Sundowns. Rulan will be watching that fight of Rulan Mokoena and the TS Galaxy coach.
But in that game, the game went on to penalties in the Calum Black Label Cup. It was Riyad Peters, yes, the former Kaizer Chiefs goalkeeper in goals. He couldn't save a penalty there. So I think had it been available, Williams maybe could have made a difference because they were coming from Bafana. So that's why Rulan was complaining that how can a match played a day after the FIFA break?
Yeah.
So maybe could have saved Mamelodi Sundowns in that game.
Oh yes, that was a tough one indeed. Time is definitely not on our side. That's right. And check what's happening as far as the Matsipe Foundation Championship is concerned.
In terms of the standings, due to time constraints, Makesi FC are top of the log with 45 points, followed by Pretoria University. We spoke about them. They all played 23 matches. They're on 44 points. They're trailing Makesi FC by 1 point. Orbit College at number 3. They're struggling. And remember, at some point, they were top of the log there. So they've played 23 matches as well, 37 points. So you can see a real gap. I think the battle will be between University of Pretoria as well as Makesi FC. Baroka FC at number 4 on 35 points. The Hungry Lions at number 5 on 34 points, alongside the JTR Stars at number 6 on 34 points as well. Maritzburg United and Kasrik Stars, they're level on 32 points. That's how they complete the top 8. You go down there, there's Platinum City Rovers as well as Marumo Gallants at the number 16, the basement of the log. I don't know what's really happening. They are relegated in the DSTV Premiership last season. Currently in the Municipal Foundation, they're not doing well as well. So it's not looking good. So currently there are no matches taking place because of the Nedbank Cup. So let's see next week as there will be resumption of the fixtures going to take place.
And then elsewhere, English Premier League, what's happening in that part of the world?
I see Arsenal and there's a battle between Arsenal at number 1, Liverpool at number 2. Both on 71 points. I think they're separated by goal difference. And Man City at number 3 on 70 points. Tottenham Hotspur, they're still far on at number 4 on 60 points, which you can see they're trailing on 11 points. As far as Aston Villa on 60 points as well. Man United on 49 points. West Ham United on 48 points. And then Newcastle completes the top 8 there on 47 points. It's not looking good, but so far. In terms of the fixtures, Newcastle will host Tottenham Hotspur. I think the game is on the way as we're rightfully speaking currently. Brentford will host Sheffield United at 3 o'clock. Burnley will host Brighton at 3 o'clock as well. Man City will host Luton at 3 o'clock. Nottingham Forest will host the Wolves at 3 o'clock as well. The Bournemouth will host Manchester United at 5:30. And tomorrow, there's a Liverpool up against Crystal Palace at 2 o'clock. West Ham United up against Fulham. And lastly, Arsenal up against Aston Villa. And on Monday, there's Chelsea up against Everton at 8 o'clock. So it's going to be interesting. Let's see if they will be able to collect points. Points are very crucial. So with the EPL, I see they're left with 7 to 6 matches because they're supposed to play 38 matches.
Oh, it is a tough indeed. They're definitely running out of matches in as far as English Premier League is concerned. But at the top, it is tight. It is
very
tough.
tight.
Arsenal, Liverpool, Manchester City. It is tough indeed.
And they're still going to play one another. So let's see how they'll pen up. Because we saw Liverpool also, they dropped points against Man United.
Last
so
week,
you can see that they tried to avenge that FA Cup result, but it wasn't to be. Man United stood firm once again.
Oh, yes, it was a tough one indeed. Last weekend, we saw that Manchester United versus Liverpool, it ended up being a 2-all affair. It was a cracker of the game indeed. And maybe, just maybe, that might be the game that Liverpool live to regret. They might have just didn't only drop 2 points. They might as well drop the whole chances of them winning the English Premier League, because surely Arsenal, they're not going to make it easy for them. The defending champions, Manchester City, are breathing down their neck. So it is going to be tough indeed. So by the look of things, it looks like we might have another photo finish come end of the season.
Question will be who will blow the points again. Last 2 years season we saw Arsenal, and then Jurgen Klopp will be wanting a farewell go as far as the title is concerned, because he's also looking for the league title as it's his last season. Pep Guardiola as well, Rolando Mokoena's role model, I think he'll want to do well here, as well as Rolando, as well as the TV Premiership, as you know, is almost going to seal that particular one. We don't know if Kaizer Chiefs will do the cut of honor on the 30th. Let's wait and see. But so far, I'm impressed with these 3 teams: Arsenal, Man City, as well as Liverpool.
Oh, it is going to be tough indeed. Like I said, one has to feel it for Arsenal, especially last season. But we hope that the Arsenal, they learned their lesson that once you get the grip, or in as far as the EPL lead is concerned, grab it solidly and run all the way with it. So we'll be watching the space with keen interest. Will Arsenal run with it and eventually get over the line, or will Liverpool get to give a farewell to their manager, the Jurgen Klopp? As we all know that come end of the season, Jurgen Klopp will definitely be leaving Anfield. Will the defending champions defend their trophy successfully? Only time will tell. We're talking around about 6 to 7 games left before we get to the end of the English Premier League. Madiba, like as always, thank you very much for your time. We really appreciate having you in the studio.
Much appreciated. We've been having fun, but due to some constraints, as you know, when you're having fun, time is always cruel. So with the listeners, we've got a lot to watch here. There's tennis, there's rugby, there's football as well. So there's rugby as well, there's cricket, a lot. You are opted for choice, and you also look at some of the Sporting Coast netball as well. So yeah, with that, it's a very good afternoon to you, and also let's talk more next weekend. I am Mudiwa Johannes, and we'll see you live in studio next week once again. It's a very good afternoon.
Oh, yes, enjoy yourself. Have yourself a great week. More importantly, a safe one. If you are in KZN, please come out in numbers and support the Durban boys. That is the Sharks as they take on Edinburgh in that quarterfinals of the APCR Challenge Cup. They deserve some consolation in as far as their season is concerned. They had a very, very bad season. So it will be great should the Sharks at least have something to show for this season, especially considering that Sharks, they've got a lot of Springboks players in their tank. So the Sharks, surely they deserve to win something. On that note, it is a very good afternoon from me. I am Spanel Ngoba. Let's do this once again. Come next week. Till then, I am Spanel Ngoba, and it is bye-bye.
Very good afternoon.
Si te pido un beso, vendámelo. Yo sé que estás pensándolo. Llevo tiempo intentándolo. Mami, estoy dando y dándolo. Sabes que tu corazón conmigo te hace bam bam. Sabes que esa beba está buscando de mi bam bam. Me pruebas de mi boca para ver cómo te sabe. Quiero ver cuánto amor a ti te cabe. Yo no tengo prisa, yo me quiero dar el viaje. Empezamos lento, después salvaje. Pasito a pasito, suavecito. Nos vamos pegando poquito a poquito. Cuando tú me besas con esa destreza, veo que eres malicia con delicadeza. Pasito a pasito, suavecito. Nos vamos pegando poquito a poquito. Y es que esa belleza es un rompecabezas. empieza.
Despacito, quiero respirar tu cuello despacito. Deja que te diga cosas al oído, para que te acuerdes si no estás conmigo. Despacito, quiero desnudarte a besos despacito. Firma en las paredes de tu laberinto y hacer de tu cuerpo todo un manuscrito. Sube, sube. Quiero ver bailar tu pelo, quiero ser tu ritmo. Que le enseñes a mi boca tus lugares favoritos. Favorito, baby. Déjame sobrepasar tus zonas de peligro, hasta provocar tus gritos y que olvides tu apellido. Despacito, vamos a hacerlo en una playa en Puerto Rico, hasta que las olas griten ay bendito, para que mi sello se quede contigo.
Pasito a pasito, suave, suavecito, lo vamos pegando poquito a poquito.
Enseñas a mi boca tus lugares favoritos.
Favorito, pasito a pasito, suave, suavecito, lo vamos pegando poquito a
Hasta
poquito.
provocar tus gritos y que olvides tu apellido. Despacito.